there was a male inside the store who was unable to pay for his meal.
A late-night police call has a surprise ending. More on the story creating buzz on social media. Plus, a push to secure federal grant money for safety improvements for both motorists and pedestrians near Coon Rapids High School. But first,
So I've moved from cautiously optimistic to enthusiastically optimistic.
cost-cutting moves could mean full steam ahead for passenger rail service between the Twin Cities and Duluth. That tops CTN News this Friday, December 18th, 2015. Thanks for joining us. It's a project that's been discussed since 2007, but its $1 billion price tag has always been a roadblock.
But now there's new hope for the Northern Lights Express passenger rail project thanks to some changes announced this week. The 152-mile rail line would run from Minneapolis to Duluth with stops in Coon Rapids, Cambridge, Hinckley, and Superior, Wisconsin. CTN's Joe Nelson attended a news conference in Duluth Wednesday and has an update on the project.
We believe that we've been able to reduce the overall implementation cost of the project from the earlier $1 billion that you've heard to a range of $500 to $600 million.
The Minneapolis-Duluth Superior Rail Alliance announced plans to reduce costs of a passenger rail line that connects Duluth to Minneapolis with a stop at the Foley Park and Ride in Coon Rapids. To cut costs, the original plan changed from a top speed of 110 miles per hour down to 90 and 4 trains leaving in each direction daily instead of 8. With 20% of the project to be paid through state dollars, the Northern Lights Express still needs to secure the remaining 80% from the Federal Rail Administration.
People will be able to travel to the Twin Cities or from the Twin Cities to here to actually on a daily basis if they chose to work in the cities and live in Duluth or vice versa. So I think that's really where the future lies, I think, for this.
Supporters say a faster track and an ability to multitask will draw in more riders than the Amtrak service that reached the end of the line in 1985.
Some of us will go to work or maybe school in the northern suburbs like Coon Rapids. Many of us will enjoy those beautiful small towns like Cambridge and Hinckley.
The Rail Alliance estimates about 700,000 people would hop aboard in its first year at around $32 for a full trip each way.
For 7 years we've been involved, with another 5 to go probably, and I think there's real cause to be optimistic.
The project still needs to secure funding from the federal government and approval from BNSF to begin construction in 2017 and operation in 2020. Stephen Karen?
All right, CTN's Joe Nelson in Duluth. Joe, thanks. Construction will soon be wrapping up on a major interchange project on Highway 10 in the city of Ramsey. On Thursday afternoon, we found crews busy working on the $27 million project, which involves reconstruction of the Highway 10 and Armstrong Boulevard interchange and railroad overpass. Ramps and loops have been opening as they are completed, but the bridge deck still needs to be finished. The contractor has until the end of the year to wrap up work on the project.
A push is underway to secure federal grant money to make safety improvements for both motorists and pedestrians near Coon Rapids High School. On Tuesday night, the City Council passed a resolution supporting a Safe Routes to School infrastructure application with MnDOT. Preliminary plans call for a relocated pedestrian crossing, flashing beacons, a new median and turn lanes, as well as reconfigured parking lots and access points. The project will cost about $520,000. The grant request is for $300,000. The contract has been awarded for an intersection improvement project on Northdale Boulevard near Sand Creek Park. This week, the City Council awarded the contract to Valley Paving in the amount of $905,000. Plans call for a new traffic signal at the Northdale Boulevard Redwood Street intersection, along with new turn lanes and a sidewalk along the north side of Northdale Boulevard extending west to the railroad tracks. Construction will begin in the spring.
The Coon Rapids Police Department has a new canine in training. On Tuesday night, Ike officially became a member of the police department when the City Council accepted the donation from former canine officer Mark McDonough, who recently retired. Ike is a 1-year-old Belgian Malinois. He will begin his training in March and will be a valuable member of the force.
There's no comparison. They can search a field that would take 10, 20 officers in a fraction of the time. There's times when we call it probable cause or reasons to search cars or arrest people. Without a dog, we wouldn't have been able to develop that.
Local DARE students were asked to come up with suggestions for the new canine's name. Officer Kim then chose Ike from the list, which are actually his initials. The newest human member of the Coon Rapids Police Department is officially on board. On Tuesday night, Officer Alyssa Newberry took the oath of office from Mayor Jerry Cook. Her fiance, Jesse Smith, who's also a Coon Rapids police officer, pinned on her badge. Newberry graduated from Anoka High School and previously worked for the St. Francis Police Department and Anoka County Central Communications.
A late-night police call to a Coon Rapids restaurant earlier this month took an unexpected turn for the customer and the responding officer. On December 9th, Coon Rapids police officer Josh Percola responded to the Denny's on a report of a man unable to pay his bill, which was around $30. The customer had left his wallet at his hotel and offered to go get it, but instead, after a short chat, the officer decided to pick up the tab.
I'm a very firm believer of treating others the way you would like to be treated, and that's kind of a model that I've lived by and that my parents have really instilled that value in me, and I really like to portray that in my work ethic. And he and I just kind of clicked, and it kind of reminded me of my brother a little bit, and I said, you know what, don't worry, I got this round.
Little did Officer Percola know the man had been waiting at the restaurant for some friends to show up. They never did after being involved in a fatal car accident. The story of the officer's generosity took off on the city's Facebook page with thousands of views. The only thing Officer Percola asked of the man was that he one day do someone else a favor and pay it forward. An Anoka County Sheriff's Deputy has been named Minnesota Deputy of the Year. Jessica Slavic received the award on Monday at the Minnesota Sheriff's Association's Winter Conference in Alexandria. Slavic, who's worked for the department for 8 years, received the award for her work on a complex arson murder case, as well as her certification as a crime scene investigator through the International Association for Identification.
Coon Rapids could see its first brewery and tap room in the coming months. On Thursday night, the Planning Commission discussed a proposed zoning text amendment to establish regulations where brew pubs, breweries, tap rooms, distilleries, and cocktail rooms can locate. The Planning Commission is recommending approval. The City Council is expected to introduce the ordinance amendment at its second meeting in January. There is a microbrewery interested in opening up in Coon Rapids. The Coon Rapids High School football team has a new head coach. This week, the school announced that Greg Malling accepted the position following the resignation of John Young this fall. Malling, who's 41, has coached the Arrowhead High School football team in Heartland, Wisconsin for the past 5 years and has taken them to the state tournament for the past 4 years. His move to Coon Rapids will bring him closer to his hometown of Bismarck, North Dakota. Still to come on CTN News, the winners of this year's holiday lighting contest.
Plus, the slate is set for the special election in State Senate District 35. Also ahead, we'll get an update on the improvement project underway at the Springbrook Nature Center in Fridley.
I do it mostly to help me in here.
And a local couple giving a big boost to the Toys for Joy program this year. That story coming up.
Oh, hi. I'm TV's Howie Shapiro. And when I'm not announcing CTN sports broadcasts with my sidekick Joe Yen, I'm watching all the other great programs on the CTN Studios YouTube page. There's news stories, great local events, and even full games. You can even watch on any smart device with a YouTube app. Whether that's your phone or a tablet, you can watch CTN's great programming wherever and whenever you want. You can even watch CTN's event coverage live. So no matter where you are, you can share in all the excitement. CTN Studios, building community through cable.
Filings have closed for the special election in State Senate District 35.
And there will be a special primary election next month. 2 Republicans have filed, Jim Abler and Andy Aplikowski. Both men will face off in a primary on January 12th. Roger Johnson is the only DFLer to file, and Zachary Phelps filed under the Legal Marijuana Now Party. His candidacy is currently under review by the Secretary of State's office. The special election in State Senate District 35 will take place on February 9th. Absentee voting to narrow the Republican field is now underway and continues through primary election day. Our switch to high-definition programming at CTN continues. On Thursday, Comcast started broadcasting our government programming in HD. You can find it on Channel 799. Our community programming also airs in high definition on Channel 859, and you can also find out what's airing on CTN by checking out the on-screen programming guide.
The Springbrook Nature Center is stepping up its recycling efforts thanks to a grant from Excel Energy. Excel recently donated $7,500 to the Springbrook Nature Foundation. The money will be used to add containers and signage to help visitors practice and learn more about recycling and composting. Springbrook says the grant will make it more environmentally friendly and allow the center to set a good example for others. Well, after 10 weeks of construction, the new addition is taking shape at the Springbrook Nature Center. There will be plenty of bird-safe glass along the radius of the new building for the Interpretive Center, and there will be 4 classrooms which will have multiple uses.
These classrooms can have bifolds that close up so that we can seat around 200 to 250 for weddings and other activities. And out front here is going to be a patio that they'll be able to look out into nature, the woods.
After the first of the year, they'll start with the roof, which will be a green roof donated by a local company. They'll also be digging geothermal wells in February and March. The entire project is expected to wrap up in June.
The community has helped make Christmas a little merrier for some local families in need. This week, the Toys for Joy program held its annual holiday distribution in Anoka, and it wouldn't have been a success without hundreds of volunteers and some very generous donations. CTN's Jordan Rylance has the story.
It's been an Anoka County tradition since 1986, putting smiles on people's faces.
The God bless you, thank you so much, Merry Christmas, the tears is just, it's amazing what we get from people and how grateful they really are at this time of year.
Toys for Joy distributes thousands of toys, food, and clothing to local families in need. The community has always been a strong supporter of the organization, but this year, one Coon Rapids couple went the extra mile to make the holidays a little brighter for those in need.
I do it mostly to help me in here.
Kathy Maxwell lost 3 of her 4 children within 8 years. To make herself feel better, she started with others.
You didn't realize how much you had spent until you added everything up.
Yeah, it totaled up to $14,702 when I totaled it all up retail.
18 bags of clothes and 16 bags of toys were taken from Kathy and her partner Al's home. Today they were able to see their generosity pay off.
Now when I see all the food and the clothing and everything, it gives me joy. And especially at this time of the year, which is really hard, I just gives me joy. And you need that to perk you up and keep you going.
This holiday season, thousands of families will benefit from donations like Kathy and Al's, but organizers say it's the people who make the real difference.
From every sponsor for people taking time off of work for a week to come here and work, all the way up to the corporates that are going ahead and making these bake sales or doing different functions for us, we just want to say thank you.
In Anoka, Jordan Rylance, CTN News.
The Toys for Joy distribution, which ends this week, will benefit more than 3,000 Anoka County children this holiday season. Members of Project Power helped entertain local seniors Wednesday night at the Park River Estates Care Center. The group is made up of adults with special needs, and Project Power is a program through Anoka Hennepin Community Education Department. They also performed a holiday concert last week at Northtown Mall.
The Coon Rapids Arts Commission announced the winners of the Holiday Lighting Contest this week. Coming in first place in the motion category is this festive light display, entered by Jordan DeVries at 11837 Zilla Street. The second place award in the motion category goes to Jerry Murphy at 10940 Magnolia Street. In the still light category, the first placed award goes to David and Gloria Teskey at 1850 103rd Avenue. Look at all those lights. And the second place award goes to Wayne Woods at 11261 Swallow Street. All of the winners receive a cash prize from the Coon Rapids Arts Commission. They got over, I think, about 16 entries this year, and I know there's a lot more displays out there than that in our town, so if you have a chance, get out there and check them out before they go dark in January.
Oh, so much light, so much fun.
All right, before we go, we have a quick programming note to pass along.
Now, we will not be doing newscasts the next 2 weeks due to the Christmas and New Year's holidays. Our next show will start airing on Friday, January 8th, so be sure to join us then.
All right, in the meantime, have a very safe and Merry Christmas, and we will see you back here in several weeks.